Welcome back, dickheads. We are watching 11 of the most horrifying Fallout creatures. I am very new to Fallout, so I am really interested to see this. I did do a video on the ghoul, so I am keen to see if there's more, not like him, but scarier than him.
11 of the creepiest creatures in Fallout? Let's go. Found only in Fallout 4's Nuka World DLC, bloodworms were originally aquatic creatures found in the Atlantic Ocean. Following the Great War, they mutated to become adept to not only land, but dry and dusty environments as well.
I did see the bloodworms in the video where he was nuking everything, so I would say that would be fucking terrifying, because they just come out of nowhere from the ground. Dude, I would stand on a table, never get down.
They are roughly the size of an adult human and have a terrifying burrowing ability very similar to mole rats, and even more terrifying is that they will sometimes even inhabit dead bodies of larger animals, such as Brahmin, to ambush their prey. But if you do pay close enough attention, you may be able to notice that the corpse is slowly twitching and bulging, which is a pretty good indication that you should stay pretty far away. Now, despite having a creepy appearance that might trigger a few hidden phobias, bloodworms typically do not have a lot of health and are very easy to deal with. Guai are best compared to the American black bear, which these creatures originally mutated from. Named by descendants of the Chinese held in the camps before the Great War, the guai still bear... Get it? Still bear.
Okay, bro. I think the bloodworms would be higher for me than a bear. I guess it depends how common these are. If these are super common, then yeah, they'll be close to the top.
Some distinct characteristics of the American black bear. Mainly the massive hulking build and terrifying claws, and top it off with ghost white eyes and next to no fur, makes this one of the scariest creatures to encounter. Now, not all guai will attack on sight. In Fallout 3, wasteland scavengers can be seen traveling with some guai, proving that at least some of them can be trained or dociled.
Oh, well, that's cute. Little cupcake over there.
But don't be fooled by that, because guai can be seen attacking deathclaws, proving that they have no fear or care for their own safety when it comes to their prey. Now, encountering a wild guai in combat, they will present a moderate challenge, especially for those not prepared for their speed, immense attack power, and high damage resistance. In Fallout 4, they also have a powerful staggering effect that can pose even more difficult for melee attackers. Arguably, one of the most terrifying aspects of these creatures is that they don't take increased headshot damage, meaning regardless of the approach, you might have a tough time defeating a guai. Based off the real-world salamanders, gulpers are found in Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC, Fallout 76, and they even have a pretty terrifying cameo in the Fallout TV show.
Oh, what the fuck?
Gulpers on the East Coast were created by years of nuclear fallout and the persistence of the fog, also known as Adam's Veil, by the Church of the Children of Adam.
That's a cute axolotl. What the fuck? You know there's gonna be some white lady trying to be like, oh, it's just a puppy, it's okay. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it and not die, but they do it every time.
The East Coast Gulpers are mutated from the Hellbender salamander, while the West Coast Gulpers have a much more darker story. After the Great War, experiments were being done in Vault 4 to hybridize humans and rat-resistant creatures. They did this by impregnating women with genetically engineered
that's disgusting. What?
engineered embryos. After the uprising in Vault 4, the Gulpers managed to escape and nested in the flooded areas around Hollywood.
I won't lie, I think the pregnancy is a lot more scary than the monsters. Imagine giving birth to that. Oh god, I hate it.
No matter which Gulper you are facing, they are large, terrifying creatures that can put up a decent fight in combat. They can utilize their environment to launch heavy objects at enemies, such as cars, and you'll even find them hanging from trees waiting to ambush unsuspecting wastelanders. And even on top of all that, they can also slowly regenerate health. Their evolution from cute, harmless salamanders to gigantic genetic abomination really adds to the creepy aspect of these guys.
Oh, I hate it.
As a Florida man, I have a personal connection to gatorclaws. I just think they're freaking awesome. Found exclusively in Nuka World, gatorclaws are the result of Dr. Darren McDermott using old world technology long after the Great War to try to provide himself some organic security. He did this by mixing chameleons and American alligators. Who would have thought that that would have ever turned out to be a good idea? I don't know.
He did.
He wanted something
Didn't
that could protect the Nukagen replicator, but what he created was way too ferocious and impossible to control. After being attacked by his own creation and mortally wounded, he left a message pleading to anyone to shut down the replicator, which had begun producing gatorclaws at an alarming rate.
This is Dr. Darren McDermott, last known survivor.
Sorry. Why they're arching their back like that, bro? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but oh, I love it. That's awesome. Oh, that's
At the
awesome.
Safari Adventure Replication Facility.
Return to monkey.
Is my final recording. I've done something horrible.
Oh, fuck.
The thing I created, the thing I called the gatorclaw. They must be destroyed. They can't be tamed. They can't be controlled. Their sheer ferocity is like nothing I've ever seen. And now, the Nukagen replicator is out of control. It's producing them at an alarming rate. Please, somebody, anybody, find my passcode or Dr. Hines. Shut down the replicator before it's too late.
These gatorclaws will present a challenge in combat as they are pretty comparable to deathclaws and even stronger in some instances. However, there are only 19 basic gatorclaws found in Nuka World, and they don't respawn. And there is even a quest that you can do relating to stopping their continued production, which will eradicate them completely. Although gatorclaws can be eradicated from the game entirely, it still doesn't change the fact that giant mutated alligators that walk around and kill anyone they see is absolutely terrifying. And with a lot of talks about the next Fallout maybe being down south, I think there might be a high chance that we see some more gatorclaws. A Vault-Tec experiment gone wrong would explain majority
Which one hasn't gone wrong? Oh man.
of the things on this list, but
Yep.
none more than Gary. The dozens of Garys found in Vault 108
Yeah!
are products of a cloning experiment within the vault, which produced a small army of increasingly violent and deranged copies of one former vault resident. These clones are hostile to everyone and everything except other clones, and the only word you will hear coming out of their mouths is their own collective name, Gary.
They're kind of like a Pokemon then, but they like their own kind. We love Gary.
Gary!
Oh shit.
And there is one exception to that. Sometimes, as they are dying, they will spout words of defeat upon their death.
Oh!
These guys definitely have a huge scary factor, but they're not that strong and really only have numbers. But even then, they're typically spread all throughout Vault 108, and only a few of them are actually armed. And speaking of Vault 108, as you progress through Vault 108, you can find the cloning log holotape, which is at first corrupted, but once properly translated, it reads, Gary 53 is hostile towards all non-clones, as was the case with the previous 52 attempts.
Bruh.
We may have to consider a means of disposal of the pre-existing Gary clones, as the observation rooms are getting quite full. Gary 54 exhibits no change in hostility toward non-clones. If anything, he is even more hostile. Dr. Peterson can attest to this, having been injured while examining Gary 54. Tomorrow we are going to dispose of several of the Gary clones, which will leave room for many more attempts. Also in Fallout 3, there was a cut holotape labeled interrogation log that was a little disturbing.
Gary? Listen, son. I know we're always wrong. I'm sorry. I really am.
Oh.
Gary? Hey, Gary? Right. You can drop the action now. I'm not here to hurt you. Gary? Look, just remove the pit boy, and we can part ways. Gary! Gary! You know what? Fuck this. Hand me that saw. And turn off the recorder.
Jesus. Holy fuck, bro. If you're Gary, you would love this vault, by the way.
Gary!
Oh, Jesus.
Gary. Gary!
Jesus, bro.
The lobotomites found scattered throughout New Vegas's Old World Blues DLC are a
I just wanted to make a joke being like Twitter users, but then I also have a Twitter account that you should definitely follow, link in the description.
a byproduct of terrifying science experiments
Yeah.
in which former research facility residents or wastelanders were collected by drones and taken to Big Mountain, only to have their vital organs surgically removed and replaced with electronics, and their brains completely destroyed or lobotomized. Thus the
Jesus.
name. This was all done to keep the inhabitants of Big Mountain inside and not let the secret get out, as only a brain in a human body could get past the radar fence. They were meant to be able to use the Tesla coils put into their head to operate normally, while their brain functions remotely. However, there was a problem with the Autodox programming, which instead
fuck.
destroyed the brains, rendering everyone a mindless shell. They now
Yeah.
roam Big Mountain as hostile, brain-dead killing machines, wearing what is basically a suit of flesh. They walk around the Big Empty, collecting random objects and worshipping a toaster as seen in the Cuckoo's Nest.
Toaster?
And according to Dala, if left alone, 43% of the time, lobotomites will either fight for dominance or inject bodily fluids into each other.
Looping, yes.
Toaster?
It is a scientific fact that hormones drive a percentage of lobotomites into recursive behavior patterns. It varies according to the number and density of lobotomites that have infected an area. In 43% of observed cases, true lobotomites left alone will fight for dominance or inject bodily fluids into each other's orifices. Unsanitary.
The lobotomites are left to endlessly wander around Big Mountain, only ever being used by the think tank to clean or become guinea pigs in more experiments. The machinery and electronics inside of them make them quite durable in combat, but they typically don't have any further intent other than to kill. Lobotomites are also shown to know how to operate basic weapons and firearms and are able to attack in groups. And occasionally, as they are attacking, you may hear them shout this.
Oh no, this would be scary.
Found in New Vegas's Dead Money DLC, the ghost people roam the villa sections of the Sierra Madre, shambling around and attacking intruders with makeshift spears, bear trap gauntlets, and improvised
Jesus.
explosives. Before the Great War, Frederick Sinclair built the Sierra Madre as a luxurious resort for the wealthy elite. Or at least that's what it was at face value. It was actually a gift to protect the woman he fell in love with, Vera Keys. However, when the bombs fell, the casino was sealed off from the outside world, becoming a trap for anyone who entered its premises, due to the toxic cloud surrounding the Madre. And this toxic cloud originated from Big Mountain, created by Big Mountain's Z43 innovative toxins plant. Sinclair needed funding and technology, and in exchange, Big Mountain gained a testing ground full of unknowing people. After becoming aware of the toxic cloud by the workers, Sinclair reached out to Big Mountain, who offered the use of the chemical hazmat suits, which was another experiment unknown to Sinclair. The workers at the Madre had unknowingly become test subjects in multiple experiments. The suits were bulky and hard to move in and made talking very difficult, so they resorted to sign language to communicate. While investigating the cause of the toxic
This would be terrifying to see, dude. This would genuinely just, I would go the other way.
red cloud, the workers found that the gas would corrode the metal on the suit's lock, allowing the gas to slowly seep in. After the Great War erupted and many of the Madre's inhabitants were massacred by holograms,
So are these like ghouls with suits on? Is that what it is? They're like ghouls, or are they completely different? Love how every company is evil in Fallout game. Pretty much, yeah. That's what it seems like. A bunch of different experiments. Those fuckers won't die easily. And no, okay.
the Madre's infrastructure slowly started to
completely
break
different.
down, allowing more and more of the cloud to get in.
Yeah.
Now, it's not entirely known how the ghost people came to be, but it would seem that the workers, desperate to survive, all put on the hazmat suits that they would only become trapped inside of. And after years of being trapped inside, constantly touched by the cloud's decaying embrace, they would eventually become ghost people. Now, ghost people are not completely gone when it comes to intellect. They can be seen setting traps and ambushes and setting bait to lure their prey. They've also mutated to become incredibly hard to kill. Shooting or stabbing them only renders them immobile for a limited time, until they start twitching and slowly rise again.
What the fuck?
It's best to take their limbs off or completely destroy them if you want them to stay down for good.
So like destroying the brain, or does that not matter?
The scariest part about the ghost people is that they don't reproduce. And some people say that instead of killing their
Isn't that
prey,
good?
they'll drag unwilling victims deeper into the cloud, strap them into a hazmat suit, damning them to the same fate.
Residential area, clinic, police station.
Jesus.
Should keep
Rip them
away from
apart.
the police station. It's a ghost people hangout. Ghost people don't come into the villa much. West Town and East Town, though, they're thick with the cloud and ghost people. Like hunting grounds.
Found in the Point
Swamp
Lookout
folks.
DLC for Fallout 3, swamp folk are mutated humans with large, deep
Are these just like people from Florida? Like, is it close to Florida? Is it so close to that area or no? Florida? Jet, fuck you. My joke, Jet. You piece of shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. Stick to your own script.
formed bodies that are not only the result of
Yeah.
radiation exposure, but also centuries of inbreeding. By 2277, they live in the swamps and are extremely hostile to any
Yeah.
outsiders, with the marsh folk being the only ones able to trade with them. Even before the Great War, the people of Point Lookout were extremely isolationist and hostile to the outside world. The
Oh, and this is from inbreeding and radiation, right?
swamp folk culture can be traced back to Constance
Yeah.
Blackhall. Using the Kerbekni, she wielded influence and power over the swamp folk. Using this same power, Blackhall
Yeah, I would say it's incest.
extended her life even after the Great War, holding power over Point Lookout for quite some time. Eventually, the Kerbekni was taken from her and she would end up dying without its power.
Oh,
The
fuck.
book would find its way back to the swamp folk, and even in 2277, the swamp folk performed the same bloody rituals installed by the Blackhall family many, many years ago. They would torture innocent people to their deaths at their sacred ritual site, where they keep
Jesus.
the Eldritch Tomb, all while chanting incoherently, mimicking their ancestors whose original meanings have all been lost to time. Being somewhat smart, the swamp folk are seen attacking in groups, hiding their faces to make headshots more difficult, and setting traps and ambushes for unsuspecting victims. Tunnelers are one of the scariest creatures found in Fallout, as these reptilian-human hybrids lurk in the
Ew.
darkest areas of the Divide, with their distinctive glowing eyes and extremely sharp teeth. Found only in the Lonesome Road
Okay, but they look kind of cool though. They do look kind of cool though. I like that about them.
DLC for New Vegas, they present a solid threat to even the strongest of couriers. And their backstory is almost a complete mystery. Ulysses speculates that they may be the result of the Great War, heavily mutating them, adapting them for life underground. They would then live underground for nearly 2 centuries until the courier blew up the Divide, unleashing them.
Tunnelers. Predators that make their own roads beneath the ground here. Divide broke their sky, showed them the world above, and the scent of new prey.
But luckily for everybody else, they can't stay out for too long due to their extreme light sensitivity. So fighting them with flashbangs will make your life a little bit easier. The tunnelers also reproduce very quickly and hunt in packs, which are dangerous enough to take down a deathclaw.
Seen them tear apart deathclaws. Deathclaw might get some, but the rest will swarm it, tear it apart, like Denver hounds.
One of the creepiest things about these guys, though, actually comes from Ulysses' speculation that they will expand into the Mojave and pose a great threat to it.
So would sunlight fuck with them if a flashbang does? Are they like light sensitive because they've been underground for so long? So when the sun is out, they get fucked up and they have to go hide?
They'll start emerging throughout
Yes.
the Mojave in time. Might be years, probably less. They breed fast, hunt in groups, more than enough to bring down the strongest in the Mojave, once they draw blood.
The Y-17 trauma harness was one of the many technological wonders created at Big Mountain. They ultimately ended up as another horrifying threat roaming the wastelands featured in Fallout New Vegas. The suit was designed for ground warfare and was intended to take
Just like the Discord mods. Jet, defend yourself right now. Cause you're not just a Discord mod. You're a Reddit mod. Defend yourself, Jet. Go fight. Go fight. Sorry. I got flashbanged. Does somebody say flashbang? Boop! My eyes!
Control of the user and automatically return them to a home base once they sustained enough injury. However, due to an error in the design, these suits would not be able to distinguish when the user had died or not, and many of them didn't have a designated home base. These two things combined meant that these suits would carry around dead bodies for over 200 years,
bro.
wandering aimlessly, unaware that the user it was designed to protect had
Is
passed long ago. However, there is a darker story behind some of these suits, as some soldiers and scientists were injured in these suits without an established home base, meaning the suit walked them around aimlessly until they died of their injuries, or even worse, walked them around until they succumbed to dehydration over the course of many, many days. Luckily, one of the endings to Old World Blues has the Autodoc finding a way to deactivate the suits, finally releasing its captives.
In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses.
Like, that would be so painful. Imagine you broke your leg and the suit is just like dragging you around because you don't have a home base. Fuck that.
Releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
Yeah.
Encountering these suits in Old World Blues can present a dangerous challenge, as not only can they take a beating, but you'll sometimes find them equipped with very powerful weapons, such as heavy incinerators and Gatling lasers. So just because they look like a skeleton in a suit, doesn't mean they're pushovers.
Hey, turn out the lights.
If you ask anyone who played Fallout 3 or New Vegas,
Oh, ew,
at an
what
age
the fuck is that? Ew, 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 what the fuck?
they probably weren't supposed to be playing them, they'll likely tell you one of the scariest things they encountered in both games were the horrifying centaurs. The West Coast centaurs were created by the Master. They would toss random animals and even humans into a vat of FEV and see what abomination came out. Similarly, in the East Coast, centaurs were created by being infected with the FEV in Vault 87. Vault 87 was eventually turned into a research center to
I hate that it has a human face with shit coming out of it. I have an idea,
study the effects of FEV on humans. Eventually, these super mutants managed to escape and overwhelm the security force and take over the vault. Super mutants would then kidnap humans from all over the Capital Waste and drag them unwillingly
This always creeped me out. Oh yeah, Nox, this is fucking disgusting. Holy fuck.
back to the vault to be mutated. Centaur's appearance consists of a horrifying jumble of arms, legs, teeth, and tentacles, all stuck together on a walking hunk of flesh that spits radioactive acid at you.
Yeah, because why? Why would this not be enough? Now they can spit fucking acid. Oh, Jesus.
Centaurs are typically accompanied by super mutants, where they act as guard dogs of sorts. They don't make any noise, meaning it's not too hard for them to sneak up on unsuspecting wastelanders. But they are quite weak and kind of easy to dispose of. Despite this, no matter how easy it is to take on a centaur, you'll likely never forget its horrifying, anguished face after your first encounter. That has been 11 of the creepiest creatures in the Fallout universe. Let me know which one you guys think was the absolute...
I was kind of surprised that the ghouls didn't make the list because they just look like zombies, I won't lie. So that's why I was surprised. Sorry, I'm scratching my eye. I'm surprised they didn't make the list, but after seeing everything, it makes sense that they didn't make the list. Because what the fuck?
Creepiest. For me personally, it's gotta be a tie between the Y-17 and ghost people. Just something about being trapped in a suit is just terrifying. But you know what's not terrifying? My beautiful Patreons. We got Brian Hahn, Person, Dirty Dan, Fat Lucky Potato, Icy Star.
Good shit. Shout out to the channel members. I wouldn't shout you guys out like this because this is a lot of effort, but know that your support means the world. Thank you. This video was recorded on twitch.tv/ZeroEves. Follow to catch the streams early and check the description below for all of my links. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification. Also, we have channel memberships. So, what are you waiting for? I know where you live.